Yo, it's your boy Vigilante Styles Man here, and we're just mixing a really simple beat, okay? Nothing too crazy, 5 fucking tracks, right? But I want to put to rest an idea, right? Some dumb, I won't say it's dumbass shit, but it's kind of a dumbass thing in the audio engineering community, is about how you can never in a million fucking years, right, make a mix that sounds analog in the box. I know, bro. I got analog gear at the wazoo, and nothing sounds exactly like my analog gear. I don't give a fuck if it sounds like other people's analog gear. It doesn't sound like mine. My actual unit sitting dusty in my fucking room. Right? It doesn't sound like that exact fucking piece. I know, I've A/B tested it. It doesn't sound exactly. I can never get it close. I spend hours a day trying to do a simple mix that sounds like my console. But then I go, wait, I got a console. I'll just use it. Dude, fucking great, bro. Do you want a cookie? You know, at the end of the day, the average listener doesn't give a shit, bro. They don't give a shit if you mix with plugins or with a fucking desk. They don't. You know why they don't? Because the biggest mix engineer on this planet works totally in the computer. If they cared about that, he would not have a job, dude. Serious. It would be Manny Marroquin or somebody else getting all the money because he's got the desk. At the end of the day, it doesn't mean shit, bro. Let me tell you why. Another reason why it doesn't mean shit. Because the analog consoles aim to sound like this. Believe it or not. Fucking, that's what they want to sound like. This is perfect, bro. We go harsh, no vibe. That's what they want. If they could have made it sound like this from the beginning, this is what we would have been working with. Is fucking totally in the box. Every channel is clean as, you know, clean as fuck, man. Like there's no difference between this channel and the next. It's completely identical. It is clean. It is sterile. There is no trash. There is no noise. There is nothing. This is perfection, according to them. But we like our imperfections. We like the nonlinearities, right? It's just like a digital camera takes a great picture, but it just doesn't have the same vibe, right, as a movie camera that's a little blurrier. You know what I'm saying? It's a little warmer, a little blurrier. A 35 millimeter film, you know. Sure, man, I can capture shit at fucking 300 frames per second on a fucking phone or something. Oh, I don't know, maybe not a phone. Let's imagine like a really good camera or something. 300 frames per second. So many frames that your brain it looks like real life, you know, crystal clear imagery. I mean, you could see details. You could see like you could see pimples on a person's face. You could see like the crack lines and shit, you know, in their face. And like you could probably even see the bacteria on their face. That's wonderful, right? But at the same time, but people love the vibe of movies, right? Movies that were shot on 35 millimeter film. They love the vibe. And that's the same reason why we love the vibe of music that's warmer. Because in reality, I mean, if you record your music perfect, it's perfectly reproduced in the computer. I mean, this plugin right here is all you really ever need, to be honest, to just mix clean and perfect, as long as your source material is clean and perfect. But let's be honest here, we ain't dealing with pros, right? We're dealing with people who don't know what the fuck they're doing, and therefore music sounds shitty, and we have to clean it up. Well, nice thing is about going analog with it, right? Or analog emulations, is it cleans the sound up in a pleasing way. You're adding non-linearities and a lot of things that sound pleasing to the ear, that kind of hides, masks imperfections, or just totally gets rid of it. So, and that's what we're doing today, right? We're taking imperfect sounds that are in my computer and trying to make them sound nice and warm and pleasing. But another thing too is a lot of us are just old fucks, right? Let's just be honest here, man. We're old fucks, man. We came up on analog music. music that was recorded on analog gear, produced, mixed on analog consoles, mastered with analog, hardware. And we're emotionally attached to the sound. That's just what it is. It sounds good. It has a vibe. It sounds natural. It sounds musical, right? When in reality, like, what if we grew up on none of that shit and it was just music mixed like this? You probably would go, that sounds muddy. That sounds lo-fi. That sounds shit, right? I like to hear the details, la da da. Then you would want to use digital, and that's kind of the whole point of why, like, the big mixing consoles nowadays go for like pristine sonics, right? They're not trying to recreate their old desk. They know we want it in plugins, and we'll spend money on it. And they don't make those consoles anymore, so fuck it, why not, right? Now this is the big SSL 4KG, which I do love, by the way, because the idea is trying to capture the vibe of the music that I liked growing up. And then there will always be some dick in my comments going, doesn't sound just like the real SSL. Doesn't sound like the real SSL, bro. I know, because I have 10 of them at my house, right? That doesn't sound like real tape. That doesn't sound like a real SSL console. That doesn't sound like the one I use at the studio, and I know because I'm a pro and you're not, and fuck you, and fuck your mix, and, just that kind of shit. Or they'll tell me, oh, great mix in the box, wink, wink, nod, nod, but I have millions of dollars of fucking gear around me that automatically make me better than you. I mean, it's just that kind of fucking horse shit, dog shit that I hear. And then you find out that the guy who's making all the big bucks in music is literally using the same plugins I'm using. I think I'm using better plugins than he's using, right? Because I think the Metric Halo is cool, but I think I don't think it sucks necessarily. I just think it's blah, right? Like, I just don't like it that much. I mean, it's cool, but I feel like I don't really like the sound that I'm getting out of it, and it's not because it's adding a sound. I think it's just the workflow. I don't know, some of it, I just don't like it, right? It just is what it is. And I really dig what SSL is doing. I like my fake SSL in the box, dude. I dig it, But anyway, like, I mean, look, noise is off. Like, I have the option to leave it off, but I'm gonna turn it on because I like it, right? Because it gives me them old school vibes, right? We had noise. We couldn't just turn it off, So I'm gonna put it back on, and I like that it's low level because it just adds character, man. That's what we're doing. At the end of the day, to me, in my ears, the mix sounds pretty fucking good. Analog vibe, not exactly your analog console, your exact tape machine, right? That you have in your house or in your little studio garage thing going on. Or, fuck, man, maybe you're working at a big studio. Fuck, congrats. I don't. Man, I work here. Right? So, fuck off already, right? Let me enjoy my plugins. Dicks. Motherfuckers. God. Anyway, now let's go on. So here's this idea that I have. You want an analog sounding mix in the box? I think this will get you there. I think it'll get you not just 90% of the way there. I think it's 100% of the way there, because at the end, it's not. Look, you can A/B that shit. No, don't do it with an audio engineer who's listening for, like, the audio engineer is gonna listen for shit, right? They're gonna go, oh, the warmer one is analog emulations because it's trying to sound analog. The real one's gonna be a little brighter. Right? Or they're gonna go, wait a second, that one that's brighter, that tells me that's probably in the box. You see, but that, once again, even engineers, they can't even figure it out themselves. And there will be some guy in my comments saying, I get it 100% of the time. There's always a thing. I can't tell you what the thing is, but I always spot the fake mix versus the actual analog mix. At the end of the day, no one gives a shit, bro. No one gives a shit. Like I said, Serban Gania is making so much money off of plugins, bro. He works in the computer with plugins. Wonderful, man. Like, he doesn't have to go dust his plugins off, bro. Like, he could take his mix, he could take his workflow anywhere. He could be mixing from a hotel room, and he's making more money than you, me, and everybody who watches this video combined. Isn't that fucking great? What a time to be alive, but instead we complain about it, right? That's like, to me, before I get started on this mix, right? It's the same fucking concept as like how back in the day they had a big ass computer that took up a basement, and then we're gonna complain that we have a personal computer on our fucking desk. Oh, but that computer ain't as strong as the one in the basement, bro. You know? Bullshit. Look, man, computers nowadays, you don't give them enough credit, man. They are powerful motherfuckers. You get a gaming PC right now, dude, you could, and some of the analog emulations that are like CPU intensive, you get a gaming PC, bro, you could mix on that motherfucker. Dude, why the fuck would you ever need a studio? That doesn't make sense. Like, think about the money you save. You don't have to pay the power bill on that. You have a gaming PC. You don't have to have a fucking treated acoustic room or whatever. You can get these the ones like real phones or something, or Slate VSX. Oh, it's not the same. Of course not, because I had headphones on my head, dickhead, right? But the idea is I'm recreating an acoustic space to mix in. Right now, I'm just going to mix on my monitors in my shitty room. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, right? I have Yamaha HS5s. They're good enough. They're decent. They're okay. They're good enough, right? No, they're not your Gentle X. They're not your, whatever, those mains you have in the wall, the Aspergers. They're not Aspergers. Oh, they're not your Proax. They're just doing Yamaha HS5s, bro. Oh, they're not the HS8s. Jesus. I can't do nothing right, man. Fucking shit. My God, bro. Can't we just enjoy ourselves, enjoy our lives for however short it is? Just enjoy having things, enjoy doing stuff. Well, anyway, I make these videos for you guys. You all are like me. We don't have to go and flex our dicks and be like, a big steal. Right? To me, it's like those rappers that say, I got Sony looking at me, bro. I got Universal looking at me, bro. I opened up for Tech 9, bro. I'm big shit, suck my dick, lick my pee-pee, bro, and fucking, I am the shit, bro, and that's why I can charge $500 for a verse. And that's the audio engineer version of that shit. I work in a studio, bro. I actually physically touch SSL consoles, bro. Good for you, man. Go buy yourself a fucking box of Chips Ahoy cookies and celebrate, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck, homie. I'm over here working on my own shit, and I'm making a video, my YouTube video. Anyway, so that you guys can see my process, and I hope that maybe I teach something to people who care. I don't make music. I don't make these videos for the guys with cookie crumbs on their fingers and that fucking, that work on the big SSL desks. That's great. I envy you. Wonderful. Just make a video about it, as a matter of fact. Why are you guys making plugin videos if you got the fucking big ass console sitting in front of you? Make a console mixing video. For crying out loud. I would watch it. I subscribe. I'll like it. Fuck yeah, man. All my people that watch my videos will come watch your shit, see you working, right? And then they're gonna see me work my little humble ass in a little computer with my little plugins, making my little mixes, that sound just like the shit you do on your console. Motherfucker. Anyway, let's get to work. Enough of me ranting. So, first stage is tape. We're recording the tape, guys. Here we go. Tape. All right, cool. We got it on tape. Look how easy that was, right? Now, now we'll go ahead and now we're gonna mix on our SSL console. Ooh, you mean this? Yes. Dude, I already checked SSL's website, by the way, right? If people think that they're putting out a fraud product, then go fucking sue them, right? Tell them, hey, false advertisement. I paid money for a piece of shit that's not really the real thing, right? But I believe that they would win that lawsuit because everything in this, they modeled everything, right? So this is they said it's an exacting emulation of the SSL 4000G. Why is it exacting? Because here's the thing that's missing from the Brainworks version. No microphone preamp, bro. Right? So you don't have the input gauge type of shit on the Brainworks when you have it on here. Right? The EQ is fire. I mean, I can go to an E series black EQ, but I don't want to because I like the pink knob. The compressor, why is it louder? That's another thing. People go, why is it louder? It's just they're selling you on some bullshit. Once again, it's louder. And I go, yeah, because it's auto gain, dude. Look right here. There's an auto makeup, right? That's how the compressor really reacts. So yeah, it's going to make it louder. It's going to increase the output gain based on how much compression I'm doing. So yeah, it comes out louder, but that was the complaint people had about the Brainworks versions, you see, is that the compressor didn't respond like a real SSL because it wasn't punchy enough. Now it's too punchy? My God, bro. Can't people be happy? I'm okay, it's too punchy. I like it too punchy. Let's fucking go, dude. Anyway, let's go ahead and start mixing this. So now we got the mix done, right? So now we're just gonna put this onto more tape, right? So I like to open this up, turn up the hiss and hum. I'm gonna go with 30 IPS GP9 tape with a +9 bias, 1/4 inch size tape. And we'll just adjust. I'll have to do both here, but adjust the I call it the makeup gain here until I'm getting the right amount of, you know, level that I like. All right, here we go. We're printing to master tape. That's what we're doing. This is the analog in the box. Let's go. Now, see, I'm doing every stage in the same mix. So I've done the recording stage. That's the going to the Studer tape. The mixing stage, we're mixing on the SSL 4000G, going, and then of course, you know, doing the master bus compression, goes out to the tape machine, right? So this is the Ampex tape machine. Now we're going to do mastering, right? I'm not going to overthink this. So first thing I'm going to do here, see, look, we got noise. I love the noise, man. Anyway, 20 hertz, 18 kilohertz cut. Boom. I will check it with tonal balance control from Izotope. I like to stay to the bass heavy curve when I can. So I want to make sure that it's staying within the curve. If I feel like things are coloring outside the lines, I'll bring it in just a bit. But I want to make sure, I want to keep it in context with the idea that there is no vocals. So I do want to, other than on the sample, of course. So I do want to keep it within a certain, I want to keep it just barely, if it's like outside the lines, because, you know, there's really no frequency information here, like not very much. I'll just bring it up until where it's barely getting inside the line. And same like with the top and the bottom end and stuff, you know. So you'll see. Anyway, let's go. We might not have to do anything. Could be just fine. We'll have to find out. Here's where we go. We're going to find out now. There you go, analog in the box. There you go. Argue over that shit in the comments. Ah, ha 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 ha. There it is. You think regular Joe Schmo is gonna know the difference between your expensive gear and what I just did there? Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. Like I told this one guy, because he says, "Hey, I go to these studios, I pay all this money, and they have all this gear, and the mix sounds like ass. They don't know what the fuck they're doing with it." Of course they don't know what they're doing with it. Because they're trying to like drive their gear hard and give you a shit sound, right? That's what I mean, not that they want to give you a shit sound, they just want the sound of their gear and print it all over your shit. That's what it is. When in reality, back in the day, everybody tried to do it clean, right? But why did they have to drive things hot? You know, like why did I on the Studer have to go into the red? Well, we like the saturation, but mostly it's back in the day that was you were like I turned the noise on, but in reality, like I came from the analog days, right? I mean, well, I started on like a Tascam Porta Studio type of thing. It wasn't Tascam, it was Yamaha had one, but it was a Porta Studio, it was a 4-track multi-track recorder. And you record hot because you make the noise lower, right? You lower because your music is hotter, the noise floor is lower. So you don't really hear it because your music's coming in loud. So when you're listening on a cassette tape, you don't have to turn it up. When you turn it up to a comfortable level, you don't hear the tape noise and hiss and shit like that very loud because your music overpowers it. And that's why you would do that. There's a point where you push it too hard and it becomes distorted in albeit a pleasing way, but you don't want that. You back off, you get it to that level, which means you do push things into the red, but then you back off when it gets too hot, when you start to hear the distortion. And that's exactly how I treat the plugins. That's what they were, they were designed to replicate the sound of analog, so therefore it should have the ability to do the same thing. And I could hear that. Like it's Studer. I actually did before Mix Analog went down, they had a Studer tape machine. I did an AB, and I was quite surprised that the UAD Studer sounded really, really close to the Studer they had. They had a different one. It was slightly different, once again, but most of that character was there. This is passable. I like it. The SSL 4000G, obviously... Ooh, I hit the red on that. Oh, I know why. That's why I have this limiter here. That's fine. We're getting a little bit of VCA. Get a little VCA color, right, on this. That's fine. But anyway, this accurately models the G console. Before I was using the Brainworks one, and it was fine. It's passable too, right? It sounds like a used one, but this one sounds like a brand new one, I guess. You could argue that. Did that to every track. We went into the SSL Native Bus Compressor. It has no color, even though it has oversampling. But we know that compressors do kind of add harmonics, just by their nature, right? Then we went into the Ampex tape machine here. Once again, GP9 tape. I didn't think that 2 stages of 456 would be great. That would just be too warm. GP9 is pretty clean. 900 tape is good too. For those who want to do like old school shit, try the 900 tape as well. That's good. 250, I don't know. That just sounds like shit from the 50s or something. I'm just not really into it. Takes away top and bottom end. I don't like it. Once again, then here, this is just to make sure we don't have any crap going above 18K and below 20. That's just to tighten the sound up for playback, right? And to make sure I can get it loud enough. And I found out that I had to do a cut at 13K because of my little, triangle sound. But I didn't have to mess with anything else, which means everything else was pretty balanced. And then I went into the Emphasis. This is the new limiter, which has 4K oversampling also. In FL Studio, comes with the new versions of FL Studio. And I pushed the input gain up until I was smack at the zero. Actually, the output is negative 0.2, so I'm actually not hitting 0. We have just enough headroom, obviously, for it to not clip. Excellent, huh? And I mean, I could fuck with this more, but I like it in default mode. Just bring it up and it's good. I mean, you can mess with the hardness, the envelope, emphasis, all that good shit. Maybe for another video, but for this one, I just do it simple. Sounds good. Sounds analog to me, and I'm happy, right? and my gear is always going to sound the same every time because it doesn't wear out. It's in my computer, right? Now, if my computer goes down, well, just transfer the licenses over to a new computer and continue working. That's the way we do in the 21st century. So, anyway, if you like my videos, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It's your boy Vigilante Styles. Sorry that I ranted for so long. Some of you guys actually like that, so that's cool. For those who like to see me mix, I did it for maybe about 5 minutes. Hope you enjoyed those 5 minutes. That's what I say to her, right? I'd say that's what she said, but you know, that's what I say to her, huh? Hope you enjoyed them 5 minutes, huh? Yeah? Did you enjoy that? But anyway, check out my other videos. I got another one where I talk about this. Get in the comments. Fight with these guys in the comments. I don't care. That's fine. I want to see what you guys have to say also about this same topic in my other videos, because we do just check the comments. There are people in there that say all the stuff I said at the beginning of this video, and you can offer your 2 cents. I would love to see the discourse, because that's good. That's how we get progress, right? People have to butt heads at times to see some progress. All right, you guys be good. Until we meet again, I'm out. Peace.